All right, lots going on in this video. We are super excited because we just hit 40,000 subscribers on YouTube. And to celebrate, we have got a big giveaway going.
And we have 3 big announcements to make, so be sure you stay tuned.
We are Charity, Ben, Dakota, and Trinity. We decided we didn't want to wait for a life of adventure. So in 2017, we bought our first RV and set off to live a life of travel in the USA. We've visited over 38 states in 3 years and have many more to go. Follow along to learn all the best places to see, RV and travel tips, and much more.
So we've been RVing for 4 years, and we've been doing this channel and bringing information to you guys about RV life and RV living for 2 years. So before we get into our giveaway and our big announcement, we kind of just wanted to take a little bit of time to share a little bit about how we got started and really just our story when it comes to RV living and why that we decided to put our whole lives on YouTube.
So we really found that by sharing our story really made us realize that a lot of times it's also your story as well.
So many of us, when we, sit around and talk to others at the campground and we hear about how that they maybe got their start, our stories are very, very similar. And so we like sharing where we came from and how we got started, because we also have found that by listening to others, we stay inspired and we stay motivated to keep doing what it is that we love to do.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to let us know down in the comments, like, what's your story? We absolutely love reading over every one of the comments and hearing how you guys got started. Some of you may be in the dreaming stage, like you're looking at getting an RV, you want to get an RV and go traveling with your husband, your spouse, your wife, kids, whatever. You're just trying to get inspired and want to learn how to do this whole RV thing and traveling on the road. So if that's you, let us know also in the comments.
And for those of you that maybe are in the dreaming stage, or maybe you're even dreaming of the next season, we feel like that some of the action steps that we took in making our RV dream a reality may also help you with some of those action steps that maybe you need to take in moving your goals forward as well.
Okay, let us tell you where it all started for us. Back in 2015, we really had the dream to be able to get out there with the kids and just go travel around the United States.
We wanted to prioritize experiences over things, and time and location freedom was not possible just the way that life was. Now, it's not like that anything major was wrong. We had the house on the corner,
the dogs,
our
the cats.
kids are healthy. We were not facing any major life crisis, but there was just an overall feeling of dissatisfaction with life in general, and just probably really more than anything, we found ourselves at a place where we were aimless and we were just existing to exist, and we really weren't feeling fulfilled in what we were doing.
Just drive to our job and go do the work, come back home. We just didn't have a feeling of satisfaction.
All to just pay the bills and get up the next day and
do it all over
again. So we found ourselves one day in just a mentoring session with some mentors of ours, and we were talking about this, and we were talking about how we just felt dissatisfied and we felt kind of aimless and just trying to, hash out what to do. And some really wise mentors of ours said, well, what is it that you really, really want? And we were like, I think we want an RV. And so they're like, well, then go down to the RV dealership and find you an RV that you want, and go take your picture in front of it, and then stick that on your fridge, and that is now your new goal. And so we were like,
okay,
all right, we can go do that. I mean, that's doesn't cost us anything, right? Doesn't cost us anything to dream. It's not like that we had to commit right then and there.
It was cold.
It was January.
There's snow on the ground. It was cold.
It's January in Colorado. We're in snow boots, hats, mittens, coats. It's cold.
All right, kids, hop in. We're going for a ride.
But we start looking at RVs, and oh my gosh, the kids are going bonkers
having a blast
at this point, thinking how much fun this would be. We're going through this Class A motorhome and talking about could you imagine I could make a sandwich while you're driving down the road, and The kids are
Kids could be on the couch. They've got their feet up on the ottoman.
like, you could sleep here, I'd sleep here. Just all of this funness of just dreaming, really. And the whole time in our minds thinking, like, this is so far out there.
It's like, I don't even know if this could be possible. It's so expensive. Got to get an RV. It's like,
And the fact that we didn't have jobs that were portable. Like, we did not have jobs that we could take on the road. And so it really felt like a far stretch, but it was a fun time to just dream. And so we did what our mentor suggested. We took that picture and we stuck it on the fridge. So we had that picture in our fridge for 2 years. And 2 years later, it's 2017. And our kids obviously aren't getting any younger. They're the oldest that they'd ever been at that particular point in time.
yep.
And we just realized that
Oh my gosh.
time is passing.
We're getting older. They're getting older. Pretty soon we're not going to be cool anymore.
Now, back in 2015, when we'd had this original conversation with our mentors, we started an online business in preparation to be able to someday be self-employed, to be able to someday have that portable job.
Kind of like a side hustle.
Right, but we weren't there yet. We weren't quite at that place where it was enough income to replace our full-time income, but we just didn't want to wait anymore, and we wanted to be able to get started sooner versus later. So we started looking at RVs online, just used ones, and we had an epiphany.
Ding, ding. Light bulb went off. Light bulb moment.
So what we realized was if we bought an older RV,
We could start now.
we could start now. We could actually afford it. An older RV, a used RV, would make this affordable for us. We shopped insurance. We were so surprised at how little insurance was going to cost, registration for an older RV, all of the costs that we were looking at by getting into the RV world were going to be feasible right then, right there, as long as we went with something older that was used.
The biggest thing is you don't really have to go full-time to really enjoy RV living or RV life.
We weren't ready to go full-time at that particular point. We didn't have the income we needed to be able to be 100% self-sufficient on the road. So in July of 2017, we bought our first RV.
And it was a 2000 Fleetwood Pace Aero gasoline Class A RV.
And it wasn't necessarily the prettiest RV in the world,
She was ugly.
but it was ours, and we had an RV, and we were gonna go do this thing.
We were excited.
And so we had to make a stop at the DMV to get a temp tag, and then we brought it home, and then we had to go pick up the kids from day camp.
But before then, what did we do? We went to grab some lunch, some drive-through. Well, we didn't actually go through the drive-through.
No, we didn't
No,
make that rookie mistake.
But we were like, you know what? We've got an RV with a dinette. We can go eat in the RV. Let's go do that.
You'll have to let us know in the comments below. I feel like that every time that you get either a new RV, new to you RV, one of the first things you want to do is you just want to go hang out in it.
Yeah, you just want to go sit down in it.
Like, bring it home in front of your house and you go hang out in the RV, not in the house. You want to be in the RV. So we had like our late lunch in the RV in the little dinette area, and then we decided we're going to surprise the kids at day camp, and we're going to show up to pick them up from day camp in the RV. It's going to be so cool.
And what we had, like fries, burger,
The whole
big
9 yards.
big drinks. Like we got the big ones, you know, the big gulps. More on that later.
So we're eating in the dinette, decide it's time to go get the kids. So we jump up front to go take off to go get the kids from day camp. And
I take a, you know, rather large corner. This was our first corner. And
Ben had never driven an RV before.
never
and this
driven
was
an
a
RV. I was like,
32 footer.
oh, whoa, yeah. You got to slow down on those corners. And the first thing we hear is a shh. All the drinks, all the food, everything went onto the floor of the RV.
So rookie mistake number 1, leaving food, anything on a counter, dinette, and then taking a corner and not securing it. So immediately, day 1, learning lessons in the school of hard knocks. But it also taught us something very important that we've carried with us through RV life.
And we laugh at.
And you have to laugh at yourself and your mistakes sometimes and the things that you don't think about, because it will happen a lot while you're out there RVing. And if you can't laugh at yourself, well, you're just going to end up making everybody around you miserable when you decide to get upset or angry about the little things that happen or the little things that get forgotten. Yep. Because it's going to happen all the time, and you have to be able to laugh and laugh it off and keep moving forward.
Roll with the punches. Things are going to come along, and that's not going to be the smallest thing that comes along. There's going to be larger things that happen, and you just got to roll with the punches. Meanwhile, it wasn't until about a year later in 2018 that I was actually able to finally quit my day job.
Yep. So we had grown our online business to the point where it was able to replace the full-time income that Ben had. And meanwhile, I had been kind of working this business during the days while he had been at work. So it was finally enough that we could make that leap into full-time self-employment. And because of that, then that meant we were able to choose wherever we wanted to be. We could go where we wanted to go. We could go full-time travel if we wanted to go full-time travel.
Just the sound of that was amazing. I was so excited. I was like, we could actually work from anywhere. We can go travel with our kids. We can go out for as long as we want.
And then we were so inspired by so many other people that we had seen along the way and watching on YouTube that we wanted to start sharing on YouTube as well. So now that we had this new option to travel as often as we wanted to, we started traveling a ton. And that's when we decided to start this channel and to be able to share our experiences and lessons learned from the road, campgrounds, places we visited. There were so many channels that we watched, but not everybody had kids the same age as our kids. And so we wanted to be able to share those experiences of places to go and see and tips for kids that were around the age that our kids were. So if you go back and watch some of our early videos, please don't be too critical.
Right. They're pretty bad.
We've learned a lot since then, but we jumped in and we had fun, and we wanted to be able to just share our experiences with the world and put ourselves online.
So here we are, 2.5 years later, and 40,000 subscribers later. And we just wanted to tell you guys that we really appreciate you guys, and we wanted to do something special for you. And we still have those 3 announcements that we want to tell you about. So just stay tuned.
So before we get into the 3 big announcements, we have a super fun giveaway that we're doing in celebration of hitting that milestone. So we have partnered with SoftStart RV to give away 2 of the SoftStart RVs. Now, if you purchase these with our discount, they're still $300. If you don't go with our discount, they're $330 a piece. So this is like a $600 giveaway that we're so super stoked about. We are super thankful for SoftStart. We installed them in our rig this summer.
We love them. So awesome.
Really what this does is this opens up the possibility for just more possibilities at campgrounds, because you can run 2 ACs off of a 30 amp. You don't have to have a 50 amp. And you can even run just 1 AC off of just like standard household power.
Yeah.
So this summer we spent a whole month mooch docking in Colorado, which cheap way to camp right there. Just park at the family member's house.
We'll put the video up there about that whole debacle.
But needless to say, this summer, y'all know, like, there was a heat wave like none other this summer. So what SoftStart is and why we have them installed in our RV is because really what it means for us is freedom. It gives us the ability to run both of our AC units off of just a 30 amp hookup versus a 50 amp hookup. It also enables us to be able to run just 1 AC off of a standard household power.
That's awesome.
So we mooch docked several times this summer. We mooch docked in Colorado. We mooch docked in Ohio.
We didn't have problems with campground reservations. We were mooch docking.
Anyway, so we were able to keep our AC going, and y'all know this summer was not a cool summer. It was hot regardless of where you were. So being able to run our AC off of just standard household power and mooch docking was super important.
Yeah.
We actually have a discount. We have a whole video we did on SoftStart, so we'll link that above. We'll also
$30 off.
Put it below for you guys as well.
And if you do want to learn a little bit more about SoftStart, how it works, watch a video about it. It's actually pretty amazing. We actually have a link on our website, gratefulglamper.com, and then go click on the Partners tab up on the top, and you can go ahead and check that out.
So our partners page is a new page for us on our website that we just finished. And in addition to having discounts on SoftStart, we have a ton of other businesses that we've been able to partner with to offer discounts to you guys in the RV community.
Get some deals.
Make sure that you check out that partners page because there's several things there where you can get some discounts and some resources for while you're living RV life. So if you want to enter, go to gratefulglamper.com/giveaway and you can enter there. No strings attached. You don't even have to subscribe, but please subscribe because, you just know you want to subscribe. Plus,
tap it.
We've got some pretty big announcements coming up, and those you will want to be subscribed for.
And the only way you're going to know is if you tap that subscribe button to get notified. And the little bell. Don't forget the bell. You probably want to know what these 3 big announcements are.
This is the big news, people!
So excited!
So announcement number 1, we are going to be having our first ever meetup.
It's official.
So preliminary details right now, it is going to be in the Central Florida area. It is going to be sometime between December 19th and 30th. We're firming up a date. We're firming up an exact location. At this point, we're thinking in the Winter Garden area. More details to come, which is why you want to make sure that you're subscribed. And we're also going to do a super fun thing with this first ever meetup for us, is we're going to be having a co-meetup with our friends Patrick and Patty from Travels with Delaney. They're going to be in the Central Florida area for their Christmas vacation, and they want to be able to meet some of you guys as well. And so we were talking with them. We thought, this is just great. We should just do like a big, huge, everybody come sort of thing, because all of us in the RV community just love hanging out with other like-minded people, so why not? So make sure that you kind of pencil those dates in, especially if you're going to be in the Central Florida area over kind of that Christmas break area. More details to come.
So announcement number 2, we are going to go to the Tampa RV show.
And we know that a lot of you guys are going to want to go as well. So we will have more details coming on that also, as far as what days that we're going to be there, where we're going to be there, on what days, because we want to meet as many of you guys as possible. And for those of you that are part of our insiders group that are going to go to Tampa, well,
we've got something special for you
guys. So we'll be in touch on our insiders group for more information on that. But we also wanted to bring that to you guys so that you can pencil that in as well. The Tampa show is a great show to go to. Lots of information, lots of vendors. It's a great place to research as well, to just learn new things. We got so much last year from talking to the Freightliner representatives at the Tampa show, because our RV is on a Freightliner chassis, and they were a wealth of information.
Yeah, learned a ton.
So we were really glad that we attended. So we will be there. We are planning on being there multiple days. Make sure that you're subscribed, so that when we give you that information as far as exactly when and where, you know where to find us and we get to meet you.
And announcement number 3, we've got another new one for you. What is that, Charity?
So you may have seen our video that we did probably about a month ago about really just kind of sometimes feeling lonely on the road and wanting to really travel with other families. And so we are going to do that this summer. We are going to put together a caravan. Now, here's a couple of things that you need to know. Preliminary information. We'll be departing Central Florida sometime in mid-June, and then we're going to be headed up to the Upper East Coast. We'll have some stops in places like Washington, D.C., Boston, New York City, Acadia National Park, Vermont. So if that is something that maybe you're potentially interested in, you will have to subscribe. And because we also want to make sure that this caravan just works out well for everybody, we're also going to only open it up to those that are part of our insiders. So if you want to be part of the summer caravan, you want to make sure you're a Grateful Glamper insider. We do have a tab on our website now as well, where you can find out all about being an insider and what that looks like. And so of course we'll be sharing an actual itinerary and schedules and things like that soon with all of our insiders for the summer caravan.
So just like we said at the beginning of the video, there is a ton going on.
And there's a ton to come and a ton of fun and exciting things happening. So make sure that you are, number one, subscribed. Number two, make sure that you jump over to our website. You can jump on to get notified with some of these things via email if you would like. And then we have a ton of information that we've been putting up pretty regularly now on our blog as well. So you want to make sure that you check that out over there.
Yeah, and also be sure to follow us on social media if you're not there. We're on Facebook and Instagram, so just search Grateful Glamper.
And we just joined TikTok.
And we're on TikTok. Don't worry, we're not doing any funny dances.
All right.
Whoa. What was that?
That was a very big noise.
Bear? We're in bear country.
I think it was just a raccoon.
Probably.
Jumping out of the tree.
Yeah, we'll call
but it was a very large thump in the ground out here in the jungle of Wakaiva. Now I'm like seeing things. No, I'm not worried about the snakes so much as I'm worried about
You're fine.
things jumping out.
Just black bears is all.
Okay.
What is that?
Stop.
Do
Do you hear it? It's behind us. Whatever it is.
Breathing hard.
Stop it. It's you.
Oh.
Okay.
Roll with the punches.
Okay. There was like a big thump. Maybe it's just the lizard on it.
Just a lizard on a tree.
It was so
All right.
large. Why we have them installed in RV is because
In RV?
in our RV.
That's like our RV.
RV.
In RV?
RV.
It's 2 words in one. Oh yeah, there very well could be gators in there.
I just want to see a gator. So if you would like to see more videos about fun places to travel, because that's kind of why we live this lifestyle anyway, you can check those out right down here.
And if you want to see some of the cool things Charity's found in IKEA, Lowe's, Home Depot, and more, go ahead and click over here.
All right, that is it for this week. And if we don't see you on the road or at the campground,
We'll see you in the next video.